Let's start what we saw last night, man. Game two of the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder won 118-103. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was named the third MVP in Oklahoma City Thunder history. Yes, the Thunder have more MVPs than the beloved Chicago Bulls. He led the way for his team last night with 38 points, 8 assists, with 13 of 15 from the free throw line, man. Good, solid game for SGA. I gotta say, I love that they named the MVP award after Michael Jordan, but man, that's an ugly trophy. Now we know for copyright reasons they can't use the jump man, but that's enough. There's a you make the trophy Mike cussing out Scott Burrell or something. Like we need
they could have did
They
the
can do a
rock
fadeaway.
paper.
You can do a fadeaway, right?
yeah, right, the fadeaway. Yeah. He said Bobby Cox rolling over his grave. We saw Ronnie's pink first. That's funny. But anyway, man, they are up 2-0 in this series. Just my thoughts on this series, man. I did pick the Thunder to win this one in 6 games, but this one feels like a gentleman. This feels like a gentleman sweep to me. They have just been all over the place defensively. Like we already know what this team can do offensively, and that was one of the things that annoyed me coming into this playoffs. With so many people, so many outlets saying, well, who's going to be the second scorer? I'm like, put some respect on Slim from Cash Money face Jalen Williams and his ability to go out there and get buckets. Like, put some respect on him. They got a deep team. Mark Dagenau, their coach, even though he was coach of the year last year, I feel like he's underrated. And everybody was wondering, oh, you got to lose first. I'm like, they lost last year. Them losing to Luka and Kyrie in the Western Conference semifinals was their prepare series. And I always felt they just got past Denver that this will be it. And they've just been dominant these first 2 games, man, and really just completely taking Minnesota out their game in the fourth quarter. It's just been a game that has just they've been able to take over because the first 3 quarters you've seen they've been close. Minnesota's even had a little bit of a lead coming into the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter has just been straight up domination. Yesterday you saw Chet Holmgren get into some of the action. And I do believe like you'll see a different Minnesota tomorrow night and Monday in Minneapolis. But at the same time, I feel like there's only so many things that you can change with this team. And defensively, they kind of remind me of the mid-2000s Pistons. Like, everybody can guard. And outside of everybody can guard, everybody can get their own basket, which really makes them difficult. I think you're going to need a massive Anthony Edwards game that he hasn't had yet. And Julius Randle is seeing what it's like going up against people that can defend you. He's had more defense on him compared to the first 2 rounds. And Rudy Gobert, this is why I've been on my Rudy Gobert hate train. I've never seen a more worthless 4-time defensive player of the year in my life. Like, he gets played off the court so many times. And so that's going to be the issue. I think the Wolves will win game 3, but I also feel that they're going to lose game 4 and game 5 because I haven't seen the Thunder lose 2 games in a row this series. And I'll say this before I give it to Dante. Enough of the Monday morning quarterbacking. What Shai is doing is amazing. It's been incredible. He's been doing his thing. But too many, it's the dumbest trade ever. Look, man, we got to go back to 6 years ago with Kawhi Leonard coming off his championship and being healthy Kawhi Leonard. And he's like, I want to go play in Los Angeles. This is a year after LeBron decided to play in Los Angeles. You're LA, and he tells you, all I want you to do is get Paul George. You still do that trade. Like, it was a good long-term deal for Oklahoma City Thunder, but I think anybody calls it a dumb trade is just looking at it now compared to how they're looking at it then. Dante, give me your thoughts on this series and how you got everything going these next couple games.
I don't want to count the T Wolves out yet, but I mean I think it's one of those situations where, like we said, we always wait for those young teams, those young talented teams, to get over that hump and to pass that big test. And beating a team like Denver going to 7 games, that might be just what they needed to put the battery in their back. Like, yeah, we can really beat anybody. They can't fuck with us. It's one thing to do it in the regular season, but to come into postseason and play the way they play, like you said, come over and you beat team that's won a championship in the past 3 years. You beat them, and now another young team. They really running through it. Like you said, they've been everywhere defensively. Shea has been an MVP. You know, he was up and down in that Denver series, so he's really done his thing so far. It needs to. I don't think it's from the panic yet because, like we always say, until the home team loses a game, you know, then it's like, okay, let's see what's up to it. And so they pretty much taken care of business. But from what I've seen, it might be tough for anybody to beat them. I'm not gonna lie.
Bang, man, tell us what's your thoughts been on this series, man.
Man, Oklahoma City just looks like the dominant team, and the Timberwolves just look like the team that just simply don't have enough. They don't even look tired to me. It looks like they're spooked. It looked like game one, they got smacked up. They thought they were going to come in and be the bully. They got smacked up, and now they can no longer be the bully. I think Minnesota gets, like, the one thing about a dog is that if you slap it around enough, they're going to turn into a bitch. That's what the Minnesota Timberwolves are starting to look like. I've said on these last couple of episodes that they're dogs, they're dogs, they're dogs, they're dogs, they're dogs. But then that game, they came out and they just got bitch slapped. So now they don't look like they have the heart. I would not be surprised if this is a sweep because of that reason. Maybe they go to Minnesota and maybe they get their energy back. But they do not look like they have the mental capacity to get this thing back. So if they don't win game 3, of course this is over. But I'm just shocked to see the way that they are moving. They don't seem to have that same hunger.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they look tired a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use the tired excuse. Oh, they're tired, but it looked like they got the wind knocked out of them. And it really feels like to me, we said multiple times in that Denver series. I think it was like game 4 when OKC was down 2-1, I think it was. And then even in game 7, we like these were grow up games. No, it wasn't game 4, it was game 5. It was game 5. Game 5 and game 7, like these would turn the corner games where you can really see the growth from this team. And now they got a leader in Shea, who this man is very cool under pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't favor many Canadians right now, but I like Shea. I like Shea. And he goes out there and he shows what exactly you need. And this is something too. You know, we were just talking to Kaz about the Knicks' chances. If you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, I'm not talking about people who, oh, well, if you look in their history, the Sonics want no. To me, that's like counting the Browns' history when you talk about the Ravens, because the Ravens are the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like the current Browns are the new Browns. For those of you who don't remember, so to me, it's two different things. And now, if you look at all the, I don't want to say trauma from the KD Russ thing because it was a great era, but they just kept running into the wrong teams. You know, they ran into the Miami Heat, the Heatles, when LeBron trying to get his first championship. You ran into the San Antonio Spurs getting their final championship. You ran into the Golden State Warriors dynasty and had them niggas on the ropes. I'll never forget game 6 in OKC when they were up 3-1 and Clay just went crazy. Now it feels like, okay, this is our chance. This is our chance to get this championship, and you knocked out the best player in the league in Nikola Jokic in the last round. Now it just feels like there's nothing else in the way for them unless somebody gets hurt. I don't see anybody stopping this team, man. And so it's got to be an exciting time to be in Oklahoma. Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HMB Media and the Barbershop Network.